Well, a very warm welcome back, everybody. Really enjoyable Saturday night here in Daventry, where all the group stages are concluding and some fascinating results are happening around us. And in this group, Group 3, this could be one of those scenarios. It is going to take a little bit of working out, but Hiten Patel, who's at the table now, he can take all the drama out of this group just by winning. If Hiten Patel wins this match, he goes through with Zach Shepherd. The two professionals will come out of the group. If Hiten Patel was to slip up in this match and Glen Whittemore was to get the victory, then we are going down to frame difference, because if Glen wins this match, he ties up Hiten Patel in the table. Currently +3 for Hiten in the frame difference, -3 for Glen. But of course, 5-2 victory trades it both round. If Glen was to win 5-2, they'd both finish on 0, so it would be very, very tight. And to add even more complication into the group as well, John Egan is playing Chris Patrick at the same time, and John Egan wins his match, then he will also get himself to the same scoreline of 4 points. And frame difference will come into play there. He's playing Chris Patrick, already 1-0 up. Chris Patrick is without a win in the group so far. Hope all that makes sense. I'm sure if it doesn't, my colleague here, Tony, will be able to give us more insight.
I'll be able to confuse everybody even more.
Well, it's just making sure you're aware of what's going on. But the simple maths is, if Hiten Patel wins, there is no drama.
Yes, but if that doesn't happen, the permutations, well, several of those. Anyway, we will see how this all unfolds in the next 27 minutes and some change. He'll take that.
Well, he'll have to, but he would like to have been a little bit straighter in on this.
He can just cut this into the middle and just push the cue ball onto the 8 ball, just pushes the black down onto the bottom rail here, and then he'll sit on his last yellow. It's like digging this quite deep, but then you play it quite softly.
My worry for Hiten here is if he tries to dig it, gets thin on the 8 ball and flicks the cue ball towards the other yellow and finishes underneath it. No, he's played it well. He's played it really, really well.
Yeah, great shot there from Hiten. And just the start he would have wanted.
Yeah, excellent start indeed. Very smooth from Hiten Patel. And 1-0 up. Race to 5, 30 minutes. As I'm sure you're all aware by now. This group will be topped, whatever happens, by Zach Shepherd, the new professional, started the season very strongly. He's won all 4 of his games played out in this group. He's beaten Hiten Patel, John Egan, Glen Whittemore and Chris Patrick. Only match that Hiten has lost was against Zach. Disaster. Cue ball flies in. Interesting layout. All the reds in the middle of the table, all the yellows around the edge of the table.
Well, a chance for Glen Whitmore now to get his hand on the table. He knows what he's got to do.
definitely a layout that you feel, keep it clean, keep it simple, can be picked apart here. The red that is about to move was the only one that maybe needed a little tickle to get into position, and he's done just that. Maybe gone a little bit too far with it, actually. Would have been better not to sit on the cushion. That's solvable. Is he short? Ideal world, you pass the straight and you can come across to the right hand side. Yeah, he is short if he was going bottom left, so he's going to take the one bottom right first and slide across. That flick's not terrible at all. Could have been worse.
Yeah, nice straight red up into this top corner. You can see the whole pocket right in front of him. You would not expect him to miss that, which he doesn't. And this simple black ball to level things up.
Very good, isn't it? What a start here. Both players taking out their first opportunities. This one could go all the way down to the wire. John Egan, just for playing his own part here, he's 2-0 up over Chris Patrick. So if John was to win 5-0, let's project that forward, and he would go to 4 points where Hiten Patel currently sits. He also has a frame difference of -3. So a 5-0 victory gets him to +2. If this match goes tight, that might be enough.
Well, he fairly got into this break. Big explosion, plenty of balls moving around, made just the one. And looking at the layout, I prefer reds. And mainly because of that yellow at the top, stuck behind the two reds, and those two reds look like they plant.
Not a bad red to solve though, isn't it? Not a great ball to do it with. Red on the left-hand side is awkward to get to. That red doesn't go in the centre, he's been unfortunate. That was an excellent shot. Well, he's looking at the angle he's going to leave on the red at the bottom of the table, so he must be on this.
Yeah, good shot there from Whitmore. And another good shot. A little bit straight. But if he can screw straight back past the yellow that the cue ball's nearest to, a little bit of right hand side on the cue ball, he could spin out through the gap of those yellows into the middle of the table. You see he's sticking down with that side. He's played that very well indeed. But be a little bit careful here, because that plant, I think if he plays this like a soft screw, he could snook himself on the second ball. But he's got a little punch shot. He's played that nicely. So cue ball anywhere down the bottom left.
And he's left a lovely angle just to be able to dink it down that side of the table. This has been a very impressive frame and a half so far for Glen. very, very good. Glen back to back off the break and turns around, losing the opening frame by winning the next two. Gets himself in front. As you can see, Bruno Face still on table 2. It looks like his opponent has changed. This is now in the open. Playing Josh Gooderham. Just trying to see if we can see John Egan in the room, whether he's playing in this room or another. What table is John Egan on?
Table 14 is Danny Smith from Cornwall.
So John's on table 5. And John obviously is the other player in this group that we're keeping an eye on. In fact, he's the guy in the Navy there, just played a shot. So 3-0 up John is now, and that is really making it interesting. If he sticks in a 5-0, wowee, we could be in for all sorts of fun and games. We could end up with a 3-way tie.
Then what happens?
We consult the tournament director and we ask him to let us know. No, in fact, it would be 5-1, wouldn't it? Would be the number that he gets to. If he gets to 5-0, I don't think he can be caught, because both of these guys are going to be. Well, the best that can be is 5-1 or 5-2 here. First mistake in the match. That comes from the professional, Hiten Patel.
Yeah, well, the last two finishes at Glen Whittemore has rattled off would send a few warning signals to you if you're playing against him.
Can he do it again? It's another one to be picked apart.
Yeah, I like the way he plays. Plays at a nice pace. Cues the ball very well indeed. Again, the lovely sort of stroke he puts on that. Nice pace. Seems to play for areas which you can't snook yourself in, and you'll always have a pot. It's not just playing precisely at the moment on a ball, but this is really, really good stuff from Glen Whittemore.
Yeah, high tariff, isn't it? I agree with you. He is playing sort of areas, but also he's had only small areas he could play for as well, because the way these layouts have been.
He's had the pace at the table as well, Simon. What's been impressive, you know, this is his first match out here this weekend, and this one does seem a little bit quicker, a bit warmer with the big lights over the top of it, and he gets brushed in iron far more than the outside tables probably.
Oh, he's got the measure of everything, isn't he? He's got the pace of absolutely everything out there. He is playing brilliantly. Is Glen Whitmore, and he's 3-1 up, 2 frames away from victory. Problem for Glen is that, there you go, on table 5, John is back at the table. In fact, he just hands the table over to Chris Patrick now. He's now 4-0 up. John Egan wins the match 5-0. There is nothing that Glen Whitmore can do. Best he can do is 5-1. He'd miss out by a frame. Hiten Patel will also miss out on frame difference if that was to be the case. He won't know it at the time, right now, but he needs help. That's quite an incredible break, isn't it? Ball's flying in everywhere, including the cue ball, directly in off. Big moment here for Hiten Patel, who can still spoil the party for Glen and for John Egan by winning this match.
Well, Hiten there making an attempt to try and nudge this red out in that top right-hand part of the table. No option but to play the safety. And hopefully for his sake he gets another chance at these reds.
This all of a sudden feels like a very, very big frame.
He almost dropped his cue on the cue ball there as Glen went to put his hand on the side of the table.
Clever shot. Really limiting Hiten Patel's options there. Not really giving Hiten much to do on the safety side either. That was very clever.
Yeah, good shot by Glen Whittemore. Hiten needs to be careful with his next shot. And I agree with you, Simon. He's going to struggle not to leave Whitmore's shot unless he pots. There you see he had a full blown effort there on that red, went for it, and he's not got it. And the way Glen Whitmore's been playing, you fancy him to get these.
Yeah, very impressed with that safety shot though. That was really clever. Earned this opportunity. First really poor shot that Glen has played in this match.
Yeah, big error there. Whitmore didn't have to play it anywhere near that pace. It looks like there's going to be a reprieve for Hiten Patel. Going to have to bend this round the black. That's the only shot to play. Going to have to get his cue right up in the air. hope for the best. Well, I don't know what he's trying to do there. I think he's trying to come off one railward side and back across the other. He's never ever going to get that angle. So ball in hand now for Patel. Shake it ahead from Whitmore. He just lobbed that frame down the Swanee. Hiten Patel very grateful for this opportunity to drag a frame back. And that's pretty much perfect. Down goes to black. 3-2 here now in Daventry.
Yeah, and we have news from the other table we're keeping an eye on. John Egan has completed victory by 5 frames to 1, which means he's now tied second place in the table with Hiten Patel, but on a frame difference of +1. Hiten's on a frame difference of +3. Of course, if Hiten wins, frame difference doesn't matter because he goes through. Now, if Hiten was to lose, frames difference is everything. If Hiten Patel was to lose 5-2, he would go to a frame difference of 0. So if he wins one more frame, he would be tied with John Egan if he was to lose. And I think he would then go through via the head-to-head. So Hiten Patel won't know it, but I think he needs to win one more frame. Glen Whittemore, thanks to that 5-1 result, cannot make it through now, because even if he was to win 5-2, he could not catch John Egan.
Incredible stuff. Amazing what one frame does here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way in the world that Hiten Patel will know this unless he's got somebody running up and down, looking at the scores on other tables and feeding the information back to him.
Yeah, the way it's worked out is it's points, frame difference, head-to-heads. And Hiten Patel beat John Egan 5 frames to 3. So yeah, one more frame for Hiten Patel will be enough. Oh my, that was a wide. That was a poor shot.
So I'm wondering if John Egan's going to come over and have a look at this. I suspect he'll be an interested spectator around the arena right now.
Possibly. There is John Egan, so he is watching on. There with Vivek Mak, who's playing brilliantly this weekend, already safely through to the last 64 in his group. Yeah, so this is exactly what John wants to see. I mean, Glen won't know, but he needs Glen, who will be, if he did know, would be deflated that he's no longer can make it through. He needs him to keep doing what he's doing, get out here and win the next.
I think the good thing for Egan is that Glen Whitmore's out here on the live stream, because I think if you're on the live stream, even if you did know you couldn't get through, I think you'd be more willing to play properly or to your best of your ability, because you're playing in front of a big audience. Well, this is a 4-2. In it goes.
Oh, How interesting is this? It's right down to the wire in this group. And I think I would wager that neither Glen Whitmore or Hiten Patel have any idea. John Egan may have worked it out. Who knows? But
well, this is a one-frame decider now.
yeah, this is a deciding frame before a potential deciding frame.
Absolutely. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, if Glen wins this next frame, then John Egan goes through. If Hiten Patel wins this next frame, then Hiten Patel goes through.
And they don't even know. Well, the only person that knows is John Egan and you and I.
Well, if we don't know that John knows. I mean, he's about 5 yards away from us. We could go and ask him.
4 frames to 2.
No, he's probably more like 10 yards. That's too far. Oh, nothing's going to drop.
Full teapot as well. You can't believe that yellow hasn't dropped. When this red comes down, Glen Whitmore's thinking that'll do me, and it's just stayed there.
Oh, and now it's falling as well. Oh dear. Oh, that will hurt. So it would have obviously had to have stopped for a certain period of time, which I think is now. I think actually it's not even any. It's if the ball stops now and falls in. It's not even a. There's not even a period of time anymore. If all the balls come to rest and nothing down and then it falls in, it does not count.
The only thing Hiten knows is he knows he needs to win this match, so he's going to be playing as hard as he can in this frame because he's gone else.
Yeah.
Well, the balls are there. The thing is, if Hiten does win his frame, he's through, but he won't know that, and he'll still be playing hard and thinking he could get knocked out at any point afterwards.
Yeah, it won't make a difference. He can't make it to top spot in the group, so it actually makes no difference whether he wins the match once he's won this frame or not.
Could have done with coming a bit further across.
Not sure he's on anything. I'm not sure you can click that yellow back. Not on anything at the bottom.
There's another scenario here. Hiten and I'll start playing really fast because he thinks he might need 3 frames, and he actually only needs 1.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because we're into the final 5 minutes, 15 seconds a shot.
Has he just left an opening there? Glen Whitmore has just...
Well,
he didn't cover the bag.
Here's a scenario for you, Tony. Hiten Patel is through if the match finishes 4-2. Because he's got to basically as long as he doesn't lose worse than 2 frames. So if he drags this frame out for 4 minutes, he's through.
We need some more scenarios. Where's the black ball? Does that 8 pass into the either centre pocket?
It goes in both.
It does. Flies in either. Well, this is it. This is the big shot for Hiten Patel. Makes this yellow, gets on the black, and gets it. He's through.
Oh, he's just okay. He's just okay. This 8 ball to essentially get him through. Let's see if there's any reaction from Hiten. Has he worked it out? No reaction. I think John's reaction tells us he knew.
Yeah, I do, because he's all smiles.
Yeah.
Early, and it's sort of, he just said to Vivek, well, okay, I'm in the plate now.
Yeah.
Accepted his fate.
Yeah. So Hiten Patel has made it through.
And I don't think he knows.
No, I'm sure he doesn't, because he doesn't know what John Egan's score was. So
we'll see him galloping in a minute then.
Yeah. He's still thinking he needs to win. Only 3:22 left to play. Still a chance actually of a 6-throw shootout here. I haven't even thought about that.
24 frames to 3.
Decent layout, this. Kind of one good shot getting in amongst them. Yeah, it's not actually wide open. It's a chance, but it's work all the way through. Well, that is a wide. That is a big wide.
Extension call.
Well, Glen Whitmore now picking these reds off in fine style. He looks like he's going to win this match, but he won't go through. It will be Hiten Patel.
He's played brilliantly in this match, especially that little burst at the start where he picked it apart, took out some finishes. Fully deserves his victory. Glen Whittemore gets the job done. So it is a three-way tie on points in Group 3. And it will be Hiten Patel that makes it through by the head-to-head